A Skokie man has reached the end of a 57-year journey to find his brother. David Huss believed he'd lost his brother during World War II, but tonight, the two men are in Israel for a reunion. Stephen Lattimore reports.
After 57 years, I felt terrible. I didn't feel good. It made me happy as alive, but at the same time, it made me, what did you do to us?
David Huss has just learned that the brother he thought was dead, Izzie, is in fact alive. Like a lot of Jewish families in Russia in 1944, they were trying to escape the Nazis, so they moved from village to village. His brother Izzie met a girl and stayed behind, as David, his father, and older brother Leza fled from Czechoslovakia to Austria.
So we took Izzie's address, and my brother Leza put it in the shoe, and I put it in the shoe, the address, and a piece of paper. When we walked over 15 miles, was left nothing. We never remembered his address, and that's where we got lost.
Recently, relatives in Israel were checking through records at the Holocaust Museum and found someone matching Izzie's name.
I lost a lot of time, and the poor fellow is broken, poor, nothing. He's a very poor man. Now I'm going to try to help him. Whatever I can, I'll help him. But it's very painful.
Now David is heading to Tel Aviv to be reunited with his brother Izzie. He says there's something to be learned from what happened to his family.
Well, people should learn one thing is, whatever your religion, whatever you call it, whatever you are, you have the right to live on this earth just like anybody else.
Stephen Lattimore, CBS 2, Chicago.
The reunion has happened. Relatives say it went well. And David is also saying he has news now that a sister of his may also be alive.
A Skokie man is spending time tonight with his brother, a brother he thought had died during World War II. Yesterday in Israel, the two men, David and Izzie Huss, embraced at the Tel Aviv airport. The first time in nearly 57 years. Back in 1944, the Huss family, like many Jewish families in World War II, fled Poland to escape Nazi concentration camps. The two brothers separated, David finding his way to Skokie and Izzie to Israel, both thinking the other was dead, until now.
I feel very sad and very happy. One way I feel happy, and the other way I feel terrible sad, because it's 57 years.
A family member living in Israel reunited the brothers after seeing their names at an Israeli Holocaust museum.
Israel was the scene this week of a moving reunion, one made possible by a discovery at Jerusalem's Holocaust Memorial. David Hawkins has that story.
David and Izzie Huss's mother and two of their three sisters were killed by the Nazis. But the brothers escaped the Holocaust only to become separated. They haven't seen one another for 56 years. They were reunited this past week in Israel. David Huss, now 76, flew to Tel Aviv from Skokie, Illinois. 74-year-old Izzie, who has since changed his name to Yuri, came from Moscow.
A younger brother, and I was holding him and crying, and he was just crying.
The two brothers became separated when, after the war, David decided to leave the Soviet Union, where the surviving members of the family had fled from Poland. Izzie stayed behind. He was 17 and in love with a local girl. If such a girl loves you and you love her, you don't need anything else, he said.
I told them not to get married. You are too young, and you are a strange land. The best thing is to go together, to leave. But I tried to convince him, he should speak up, and let's go all together.
Izzie refused. David began a long journey to America, during which his only link to Izzie, a small slip of paper with his brother's address written on it, was destroyed.
We walked about 15 miles on foot. That piece of paper became nothing. The address we never remembered, and that's why we lost contact.
For 56 years, David searched for his brother, but Izzie had moved and changed his name, making him impossible to find. The two were reconnected when Izzie's granddaughter's husband found the names of relatives at the Holocaust Memorial in Jerusalem. He discovered that David was alive and in America. The brothers spoke on the phone and arranged to meet.
It's ironic and very sad, you know. Take a look. Of course, it would be much better if we would have found it 30 years ago. We were much younger. Now we're two old people. You know,
Two brothers together again after so many years. The only surviving members of a family of 9. Perhaps they are looking for one of their younger sisters who is still unaccounted for. David Hawkins, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
And there's more to come on tonight's CBS Evening News.
And David is also saying he has news now that a sister of his may also be alive.